What is going on, YouTube, and welcome back to the JDW SportsTalkShow, where every fan is welcome. And today we're going to be talking about what is wrong with the damn Indianapolis Colts. What the heck is wrong? Real quick before you get into it a little bit, make sure you like, subscribe, put the post notification bell on so you don't miss any future updates, videos, etc. And let's get into some of my thoughts. There is going to be a little bit of cursing probably in this video, and I'm probably going to go a little crazy because, a lot of emotions really running high with this Colts team. So, let's start at the top. Let's start with Chris Ballard. I don't see anything wrong with Chris Ballard. He's building the team the right way. It's just been a very, very difficult road for him. Andrew Luck, you're one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, retire 2 weeks before the NFL season. Really haven't recovered since. At the quarterback position, yeah, we got Carson Wentz, but he's no Andrew Luck. Andrew Luck he threw interceptions as well, but he finished games. Andrew Luck finished games. He always brought the team back. He never took the foot off the pedal. And then, I don't think Chris Ballard is high on Carson Wentz. I don't think he's very high on Carson Wentz at all. There were times in the past where Frank Reich or there's trade going on. They're talking about trades. And Chris Ballard mentions all the injuries are, because of the injury history and that kind of stuff. They didn't trade for him, they didn't sign him. And then, I just haven't seen it in Chris Ballard and him talking about Carson Wentz. And I don't know if Chris Ballard is very happy with Frank Wright at the moment either. Honestly. I just haven't seen it from Chris to be that pumped about Carson. I just don't get that feeling. And then that report came out with Colin Cowherd. Colin Cowherd said that people in the Colts building are split on Carson Wentz. Now, the reason why I'm bringing this up is because Colin Cowherd is very, very good friends with Chris Ballard. Now, it doesn't mean anything. Could just be speculation. But at the end of the day, whether it's speculation or not, I always kind of had a feeling that Chris Ballard was never 100% on the Carson Wentz train. It's just a feeling I get. Let me know what you guys think about that. Do you guys have the same feeling? Or you guys think Chris Ballard's fine? I'm just, maybe just thinking differently. And then you go to the coaching staff. Bad. Bad, 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 bad. Bad. Bad, 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 bad. Do I have to say more? Bad. Frank Reich has had a very mediocre season. He's good with play design. He's good, scheming up a fun play. But, dude, attack the team's weaknesses. Or just, play with your best players. Jonathan Taylor, 16 carries versus the Tennessee Titans. He had like 24 carries in total versus the Tennessee Titans this year. That is ridiculous. And you threw for 51 times with Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz has been very good this season, except for that game, one of the most important games of the season. But Michael Pittman has been an amazing target for him. T.Y. Hilton hasn't been healthy. Zach Pascal was hot early, fizzled out. Paris Campbell, he's hurt. What else is new? So I think we need to bring these other young guys up. I was not happy about going into the game on Sunday with 4 wide receivers. 4 wide receivers active. Pittman, Pascal, Hilton, and Doolin. We saw Doolin is not it. He ran some pretty good routes. He got open a few times. Made some nice adjustments to the ball. But what's the most important thing? Catching the football. And he struggled with that. So, you go back to Frank Reich. Already you don't have many receivers. Already, and then you're down to 3. And you continue to just be too pass happy, in my opinion. That's what I'm going to call it. I'm going to call it pass happy. This running game, this offensive line is elite. One of the best in the league. And you only run with Taylor, one of the best backs in the league, 16 times. Marlon Mack shouldn't be out there right now. He should be coming in on, emergencies if someone goes hurt, if someone goes down. Like Naheem or JT. So, it's just confusing. Why not use these players that you invested a second-round pick in? And, abuse that offensive line that you have. Not in a bad way, in the way of run the damn ball behind it. That's your way of winning. You don't have to be like the rest of the NFL. Yeah, it does help to have a very, very good passing game. But at the end of the day, you have to be able to run the ball to win the game, to win games. When you're up 14 points, when you're up 16 points and you don't run the ball, it's going to be difficult to keep that lead. Because one, when you're going 3 and out, you're putting that defense back on the field, which is exhausted. And 2, you're just not playing to your offensive strengths and trying to put the game away. So then that brings you to Matt Eberflus. Matt Eberflus, I get it. You like the Tampa 2, but it's not working right now. It's just not. Teams have figured it out. Even before the season started, I didn't think there was very much special about this defense. The linebackers are very good. And the loss of Anthony Walker has hit a little bit. Much more than I expected, actually, but it has hit a bit. Corners. Xavier Rhodes can't stay healthy to save his life. I've said this in the offseason plenty of times. Xavier Rhodes is not reliable. He's not. And now when he's on the field, he has not played well. Reich this year didn't have a very good game last game versus Titans. But when healthy, besides that game, he's been half decent this year. But then Isaiah Rodgers has been very good. Kenny Moore has been I don't know, man. No. The safeties are hurt all the time. Well, not all the time, but both of our starting safeties are going to be out versus the Jets. Both of them. So who are we going to have? Odom. And who else? You don't even know who else. We're not going to know who it is. It's going to be someone we're like, oh, that's who our starting safety is going to be at strong safety or free safety when the game comes. That's what we're actually going to be when we see who that safety is. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. So, it's just so frustrating because this team is so freaking talented. But the coaching staff doesn't use the players to the best of their ability. That's what you're supposed to do as a coach. You're supposed to scheme and practice the week and get your best players in the best possible positions to give your team the best chance to win on Sunday or Thursday or Monday or whenever you're playing. This coaching staff has not done this. This team has come out flat versus below average teams and barely squeezed out against below average teams quite a bit. And then playoff teams, forget it. We start very well. And then it goes downhill from the first quarter. Second, third, and fourth quarter, terrible. Absolutely terrible. There's no consistency. It's always the little mistakes that beat us. It's always not using the best players to their best abilities. That is beating. We beat ourselves more than teams beat us. That's coaching. Now, when Carson Wentz puts it in his left hand and just tries to throw it crazy and throws an interception to Elijah Molden on the Titans that he was literally in the end zone, that's on Carson Wentz. And then him throwing into double coverage in overtime, that's on Carson Wentz. But at the same time, when you have 3 active receivers, we had 4 going into the game, and then T.Y. Hilton's hurt, and he's out this week again with a concussion. Hilton's body just can't handle it no more. I'm sorry, Hilton, I love you, but your body cannot handle it right now. Your body cannot handle the hits right now. It just cannot. So, it's just rough. We know how talented this team is, but yeah, when you have 3 active receivers, and you're not even in, like heavy sets as much as you should be. If you have 3 active wide receivers, 4 active wide receivers, don't you think you should pound the ball, even though that's what you're supposed to be doing with that offensive line, with the running back talent we have? You have Hines, Mack, and Taylor. Hines and Taylor both have 1,000-yard seasons. Hines is an extremely dynamic playmaker. Like, why? Why not play to the strength of your team instead of just trying to play like a madman with the chicken your head cut off? Like Frank, we get it. You don't have to prove a point that Carson isn't broken. We get it. He's not. You know, and even in that Chiefs game a few years ago, not the Sunday night playoff one. It was one versus the Chiefs in the divisional round with Andrew Luck. You know Andrew's last game. Why? Like, he never ran the ball in that game. He passed and passed and passed and passed. And then when you do run the ball, the players are just gonna come downfield and make a big stop on the run. But then even on Sunday, when Jonathan Taylor and the Colts were averaging like 4 or 5 or 6 yards a carry, and you just stop. You just stop. Unexcusable. Then the last 10 games, the Colts have blown 3 11-point leads, including Pittsburgh last year. It was a theme. Pass, 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 pass. And then the defense absolutely sucked. When you're up, run the damn ball. It's the team's motto. Like, this Colts team has an identity, and that's running the ball. It's old school football. Being good in the trenches, winning in the trenches, and this team has not been about that. You know, they're just trying to get too fancy. I love Frank Reich's play designs, but they're not all at the right time. I feel he feels he needs to make a statement. You know, that you need to attack a team's strength. If you go back to that Buffalo Bills game a few years ago, Colts absolutely killed the Bills like 35-5. That was when this Colts team really started getting hot, you know, and they ran all over the Bills. And they made a huge point. They made a huge statement that they're not out yet. Ever since then, it seems Frank Reich always is trying to attack strengths. You know, as a great football team, you don't attack strengths. You attack the weakness. If you attack the strengths, you're going to lose. That's the other team's strength. If you attack your weakness, their weakness, it just seems he's always trying to make a big point where it's not needed. When you're playing a very good team, they have very, very few weaknesses. And that's what you have to attack. You know, maybe it's their linebackers. Then you got to attack over the middle. I just always feel this team is trying to make too big of a point, too much of a statement. You got to take one game at a time, one play at a time, and attack the weaknesses. That's the point. That's why it's a chess match. You got to attack the weaknesses. You got to breach the walls where they're weak. And if you move the piece in the wrong spot, and you get compromised once, usually it's a downhill spiral from there. Especially if it's a critical wrong move. So, let me know what you guys think about this, Colts fans, whoever's watching this. It's been a rough year. You know, it's been a rough 2 years, or, since Frank has been the coach. He's made it very stressful. Struggled to win games against playoff teams. This team has came out very flat versus average or below average teams. Bengals game last year. What happened then? Went down, what? What was it, 21-0, 24-0, 24-7? Like, what? Versus the Bengals team, it's 1-3, and we're like 5-2, 5-3. I just don't get it. It may be time to turn over the play calling to Marcus Brady, because This team is too good to be 3-5. This team, if they were, they're just always coming out flat. And every single week, what's the narrative? The little mistakes beat ourselves. It's the little mistakes, and we beat ourselves more than other teams beat us. Granted, injuries you can't control, but you can at least play to your strengths and attack other weaknesses of other teams instead of trying to attack their strengths. Like, it just doesn't make sense to attack the strengths. I don't know how to describe it, why you would or why you shouldn't, because it's just obvious. It's common sense. Team has a weakness. You're just going to ignore that and continue attacking the strength? No. If you want to win, you're going to have to find and exploit those weak holes, those weak walls, weak defenses, a weak offensive line or defense or whatever it is. Let me know what you guys think. That's going to be it for this video. Thank you for tuning in to the JDW Sports Talk Show, where every fan is welcome, where I just want a pretty big of a rant talking about Frank Reich, just this team in general, what has been up with them, why they're not performing up to expectations, why we got swept by the Titans, why we're just not playing very well. That's going to be it. If you did enjoy, make sure to like, subscribe, put the post notification bell on, and I'll catch you guys in the next episode. Thank you for watching.